The early morning sun filtered through the windows of Bayside High School, where Janelle Turner stepped through the doors with purpose, her bag slung over her shoulder. Janelle, a committed English teacher in her mid-30s, was ready for a new semester. But something felt different this year. Whispers of a new principal had swirled for weeks, and today marked the official arrival of Dr. Conrad Lawson. The staff meeting was abuzz with speculation as teachers clustered in small groups, exchanging snippets about their summer vacations and guesses about the new leadership. Janelle found her seat at the back, observing quietly as she often did. When Dr. Lawson entered the room, the chatter died instantly. He was tall, sharply dressed, and exuded a confidence that bordered on arrogance. His piercing gaze scanned the room, lingering momentarily on Janelle before he spoke. "Good morning," he said, his deep voice commanding attention. "I'm here to uphold the legacy of excellence at Bayside High and to challenge each of you to rise to new standards." Janelle maintained a neutral expression, though the way his eyes lingered unsettled her. She nodded politely when he approached after the meeting. "You're Miss Turner, aren't you?" Lawson asked, his smile cold and formal. "Yes," Janelle replied, extending her hand. He hesitated before shaking it. "I must admit, I don't often see people like you in positions like this. It's refreshing." Janelle's stomach tightened, but she offered a polite smile. "Teaching is my passion," she said. "I'm committed to my students." "Good," Lawson replied, his grin widening though his tone betrayed something condescending. "I hope to see that dedication in action. Let's see how this semester goes." With that, he walked away, leaving Janelle uneasy. The challenge unfolds. As Janelle settled into her classroom that morning, her inbox pinged with an updated roster. She scanned the list, her heart sinking. Nearly every student assigned to her class had a history of behavioral challenges or academic struggles. Advanced placement students she had nurtured in previous semesters were conspicuously missing from her list. Her phone buzzed, a text from a colleague. "Asterisk, did you see your new roster? Looks like Lawson reassigned your AP kids to Mr. Mason. What's going on?" Asterisk. Janelle's chest tightened. Mr. Mason, a senior teacher, was known for cherry-picking high-achieving students. Determined to address the matter, she knocked on Lawson's office door during lunch. "Come in," Lawson called, his voice clipped. Janelle entered, her confidence stealing her nerves. "Good afternoon, Dr. Lawson," she began. "I wanted to ask about my class assignments. It seems my advanced students have been reassigned." Lawson leaned back in his chair, his smile calculating. "Yes, I made some adjustments. I thought it was better suited to your style. I've successfully taught a mix of students before," Janelle replied, her brow furrowing. "Relax, Miss Turner," Lawson said with a wave of his hand. "Some teachers are naturally better equipped to handle challenges. It's not personal." Janelle left the office, feeling dismissed and insulted, but she resolved to prove her worth. Unyielding resolve. The semester began with turbulence. Janelle navigated fights, incomplete assignments, and disengaged students, while other teachers thrived with hand-picked rosters. She faced an uphill battle. During one staff meeting, Lawson made a pointed remark. "Well, not everyone is cut out to handle advanced classes," he said, his eyes flicking toward Janelle. Janelle remained silent, unwilling to confront him publicly but seething internally. That evening, she vented to her sister, Tara, over the phone. "I don't know how much longer I can do this," she admitted, her voice trembling. "Don't let him win." Tara replied firmly, "Fight smart. Stand your ground." Those words stayed with Janelle. The next morning, she walked into the school with renewed determination. Her students needed her, and she wouldn't let them, or herself, down. The principal's escalation. Weeks passed, and Lawson's attacks grew bolder. He made unannounced visits to Janelle's classroom, jotting notes with a smug expression. During one observation, he smirked and remarked, "Looks like you've got your hands full. Some people just aren't cut out for environments like this." Janelle refused to take the bait. She knew she needed evidence. That evening, she purchased a small recording device. If Lawson's behavior continued, she would document it. At the next staff meeting, Lawson couldn't resist another jab. "We must address gaps in education," he said, his gaze settling on Janelle, especially in certain classrooms. Janelle kept her expression neutral, the device in her pocket capturing every word. The turning point. The recordings began to pile up, each one more damning than the last. Lawson's comments about certain teachers and less rigorous backgrounds revealed his blatant prejudice. Janelle shared the evidence with the district superintendent, Michael Graves, a strong advocate for diversity. After reviewing the recordings, Graves' expression turned grim. "This is serious," he said. "We'll call a disciplinary hearing. Are you prepared to testify?" Janelle nodded. "I've come this far. I'm not backing down now." The hearing. The day of the hearing arrived. In the sterile district office, Janelle faced Lawson across a long table. Graves presided, flanked by HR representatives and board members. Janelle presented her evidence, her voice unwavering as she recounted Lawson's actions. The recordings were played, each one more shocking than the last. "You're in over your head," Lawson's voice echoed. "This isn't some inner-city school where mediocrity flies." The room fell silent. Lawson fumbled to explain, his arrogance unraveling. "This is out of context," he protested. "I was frustrated, but my intentions were pure." Graves' expression hardened. "Your behavior violates every standard of professionalism. The board will deliberate consequences, but this conduct will not be tolerated." Justice delivered. A week later, Lawson was terminated. The announcement sent ripples through Bayside High. For the first time in months, Janelle walked into her classroom feeling free. Her victory wasn't just personal. It was for every teacher who had ever been silenced. Graves later invited Janelle to lead a mentorship program for minority educators, ensuring systemic change. A new chapter. In her classroom, Janelle read aloud from Maya Angelou's Still I Rise. Her students listened intently, their trust in her unshaken. The words echoed her journey, resilient, unyielding, and victorious. For Janelle, the fight wasn't over, but she had proven that courage and truth could prevail. Would you like further adjustments or additional changes?